Some people say more guns leads to less gun violence. How would you respond to that?
Well, sadly what happens is when you have more guns, you end up with more gun deaths and injuries. In states with weak gun laws where there's a higher rate of gun ownership, there's actually a higher rate of gun deaths and injuries. Sometimes when people cite these statistics, they leave out the fact that there are people dying a gun death from suicides and from unintentional shootings. When you add it all up, less guns mean fewer gun deaths and injuries. In fact, we know that in households with a gun, individuals there are 22 times more likely to have one of their family members or friends killed by that gun than they are to use the gun to in a productive way to ward off an intruder. It is a risk factor to have a gun in a home, and we need to be clear that folks who thought that, say, after the Virginia Tech shootings, that all students should be armed, are people who are living in a fantasy world. It's not like the movies that people can just reach to their hip and fire away when the bad guy walks into the room. In fact, trained police officers have a hit rate in volatile situations of only, say, 20%. It's very difficult to hit a target when adrenaline's running and when you're caught by surprise. And the idea of arming more people just means that guns are going to be around when people are partying late at night, and or when people are very angry, or just any extreme of emotion. What we find is a gun just doesn't mix with that. And we advocate for sensible gun laws that keep guns out of prohibited hands and make sure that the individual who wants to get a gun goes through a thorough background check and is licensed and registered to have the gun. And if we did that everywhere and in all states, we would definitely save lives.